Good evening to all the participants to the 36th ELSA Outreach Program in conjunction with JSS. This is the seventh webinar that ELSA and JSS collaborate together. And today event is a very special event. It's not a proper surgical. We talk about surgical technique, but we talk about coaching in Asia. Coaching is a way to how to handle difficult situations, difficult stress that most of us as a surgeon we are experienced. I am co-chairing this event with the Professor Masafumi Inomata from Moita, and we have four speakers from Japan: Professor Michiya Kobayashi from Kochi, Professor Manabu Okawada working in Phnom Penh, Professor Takeshita from National Cancer Center Hospital East, and Professor Endo from Moita University. So without further delay, I will pass the virtual microphone to Professor Inomata to start the webinar and introduce the speaker.
Thank you, Dr. David. Good evening and Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Masafumi Inomata from Oita University, Japan, JSS. Today, for leading surgeon in Asia or scheduling give a lecture on coaching. I would like to invite the first speaker, Dr. Michiya Kobayashi. His topic is Global Medical Staff in World Stage Coaching. Dr. Kobayashi, could you start your presentation?
Okay, thank you. I'm going to share my slides now. Okay. Thank you very much, Professor Kasama, Professor Inomata, and Professor Lomanto for giving me such a precious opportunity. I'm Kobayashi from Kochi Medical School. I'd like to talk about coaching global medical staff in world stage. Global medical staff will be explained in my lecture. Actually, my topics may not match the definition of coaching of this webinar. This slide shows the international education which I myself do. I coach medical staff, not only the medical staff, I coach medical students, physicians, and medical staffs. First is a medical student of University of Hawaii School of Medicine, which is called JABSOM. JABSOM means John A. Burns School of Medicine. This slide shows my Hawaii profiles. My first visit to Honolulu was 1978, and I have been there more than 100 times so far. I was a research fellow of Department of Pathology, University of Hawaii School of Medicine from 1986 to 88. My first daughter was born in Hawaii, and my second daughter graduated from University of Hawaii after graduation from University in Yokohama, Japan, and she works in Honolulu now. I'm in charge of international affairs of Kochi Medical School. We accept medical students from JABSOM every year. The person who inspired my global mind was Professor Takuji Hayashi of Department of Pathology, Kuakini Medical Center. He is from Okayama, same as me. This is an entrance of Kuakini Medical Center. This dome was donated by Japanese Emperor and Empress of Showa. And this is a grave of Dr. Hayashi. We made an agreement with JABSOM in 2010. The lady in the middle is Dr. Ruth Ono, who was a vice president of Queens Medical Center, which is the largest medical center in Hawaii. She helped us make an agreement. She is my father's friend and also my family friends. She is a powerful woman and used to be an advisor of President Bill Clinton of United States. This slide shows the campus of Jefferson. Right side is an education building, and left side is a research building. The ocean side of Jefferson, there's a Ehime Memorial in Kaka'ako Waterfront Park. Ehime Maru was a training ship of Uwajima Fisheries School of Ehime Prefecture, which is next to Kochi Prefecture. It was hit by US submarine. This is a Christian church in Honolulu. It looks like Japanese castle. Moreover, it imitated Kochi Castle. This tombstone was memorial of government-sponsored immigration. This was made in Okayama, my hometown, and my father asked US Air Force to ship it to Honolulu. Every time when I visit Honolulu, I always visit these memorials to pray for peace. We accept 3 Jefferson students every year. This slide shows their hospital tour. I show them not only medical school hospital, but home visiting clinic or hospital in the rural area. I educate them laparoscopic procedure in the simulation center. We also have an international seminar when they visit Kochi Medical School. Kochi students and Hawaii students present on the same topics in English and discuss in English. This slide shows a clinical reasoning workshop held in Jefferson. These 2 students attended this workshop from Kochi Medical School. I visited Jefferson to check how they are doing. Clinical reasoning workshop was canceled since March of 2020 due to COVID-19 and will restart in August of this year. We also have a very important program which restarted last year. This is a clinical clerkship at Kuakini Medical Center. Usually, 1 limited student will be accepted every year. In 2022, last year, we sent 2 students. We also introduced Hawaii Medical Education Program, which is called HMEP. Kochi Medical students take online lecture in English and experience Hawaii-style clinical clerkship in Hawaii and Japan. About 60 students of our school registered this program. Next is a National Taiwan University College of Medicine. We have made an agreement with National Taiwan University College of Medicine in 2011. We accept 6 students from nursing school of National Taiwan University, and we send 6 nursing students every year. When they come to Kochi, international seminar is held as Jefferson. I'm involved in the international exchange activities with government of Taiwan. Every year, I'm invited to attend the ceremony of anniversary of Foundation of Taiwan, which is held in front of the presidential building. After the ceremony, there is a party hosted by Minister of Foreign Affairs of Taiwan. I walk on the red carpet to enter the guest house. The president attended this party. This is a former president, Ma In-chu. And this is a present president, Tsai Ing-wen. I had a chance to have a dinner with great President Lee Teng-hui in Kochi in 2009. I was invited to the party of the Economic Organization of Taiwan and had a dinner with President Lee Teng-hui at the same table in 2014 too. Next is a coaching to physician, National South Mato Grosso University in Campo Grande of Brazil. We started medical support from 2016. We donated 2 sets of flexible endoscope and demonstrate the procedure. I also gave a lecture in Brazil. From 2018, we started Advanced Surgical Education Program. First, we planned to educate the procedure of laparoscopic high anterior resection for colon cancer. It was a totally away surgery. We didn't know anything about the equipment, skill of surgeon, and medical staffs. We have to demonstrate our standard surgery with less mobility. So we have to show our patient inclusion criteria. I sent a letter and I got a letter from Brazil. Patient is a mild obese woman with history of laparoscopic cholecystectomy and cesarean section. It is acceptable range for our program. I gave 2 lectures and 2 surgeries with media appearances, including local TV and newspaper. It was 3 nights, 7 days trip. It was a tough trip, but both patients' post-operative course was uneventful. This slide shows a lecture, checking the instrument, and demonstrating the operation. Many surgeons came to see our surgery. As I mentioned, we were reported in TV news and newspaper. After that, 3 surgeons from Brazil came to our hospital to learn lap surgery. We asked Minister of Health, Labor, and Welfare to issue this certificate. It's kind of a temporary license. They joined our surgery, and also they train in the simulation center too. TV crew and newspaper came to interview them, and they were on the media. We visited Brazil to educate surgery next summer again. After that, we couldn't visit Brazil due to COVID-19. We established online lecture platform instead. There are several contents in this online lecture. Last month, I visited Brazil to give a lecture and video clinic again. This was 2 nights, 6 days trip with only 36 hours stay in city of Campo Grande. Next is a coaching to surgeon of Uzbekistan. I was invited to give lectures at Tashkent Medical Academy and Tashkent State Dental Institute. Next year, President of Tashkent State Dental Institute, Professor Razaev, asked me to make an agreement between 2 schools. Then Dr. Sobir came to our hospital to learn lap surgery. We asked Minister of Health, Labor, Welfare to issue the certificate for him too. With this certificate, he joined our surgery and he trained in a simulation center. Professor Razaev and Dr. Sobir moved to Samarkand State Medical Institute as a president and dean. He gave me a diploma of honorary professor of Samarkand State Medical Institute. Samarkand is a beautiful city named City of Blue. The last coaching is for medical staff, including administrative officers. This Hawaii International Seminar is kind of my private seminar starting from 2012. Multi-professionals, including physician, dentist, dental hygienist, nurse, dietitian, and so on, attended this seminar. 205 medical staffs in total attended from 16 Japanese prefectures and Hawaii so far. The seminar of 2020 was canceled and will be rescheduled in August of this year. Next is very unique support of Pacific Island countries. Japanese government have a plan to support the network of Pacific Island countries by network of Japanese local government, including 14 prefectures. We found infectious disease, obesity, and diabetes mellitus, and perinatal care are problems of Pacific Islanders. Originally, we planned to invite medical staff to Kochi and give lectures to them and take them to medical facilities in Kochi with support of JICA. But due to COVID-19, the program was changed to be online lecture. We planned 30 online programs, including not only lecture, but group works, presentation, and virtual tour. We invite young leaders who will become nation-building leaders in the future. Not only physicians, but medical staff and administrative officers were invited in order to change their countries. Last one is collaboration with Taiwan again. The collaboration with Te Junior College of Medicine, students of clinical lab tech and rehabilitation therapists will come to Kochi Medical School Hospital and train. This project is supported by the grant of Ministry of Education, Taiwan. The last slide is my key slide. Interprofessional collaboration with Global Mind is my goal. I would like to produce the medical staff contributing to local with Global Mind through international cooperation. That is a local medical staff. Thank you very much.
Dr. Kobayashi, thank you very much for your
Thank you.
instructive lecture. You have focused on coaching of various medical staff in addition to medical student, physician, and medical officer, including a nurse, scrub nurse, circulating nurse, many physician in Hawaii, Taiwan, Uzbekistan, Brazil, many Asian Pacific islands. Any question and comment? I have the question in chat. From Dr. Ueda Jesus. Thank you for wonderful presentation. What do you think a strong point of Japanese surgical education compared to other countries?
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, I educate a surgeon of Brazil and surgeon of Uzbekistan. And those countries, very limited facilities, I mean, a limited equipment, like they don't have an endoscope or they don't have enough equipment. So not only the surgical skill, but such kind of a system is totally different. So we visited there and set up the system and show them the surgery, but they do not know much about endoscopic surgery. Of course, the nurse did not know anything about advanced surgical endoscopic surgery. They only know about laparoscopic cholecystectomy. That's a totally different things.
Thank you, Dr. Kobayashi. Any question? Any comment?
So during Dr. Kobayashi, during your experience in this different country, did you modify your coaching system, your educational system, your way to engage the student or the nurse or the doctor, or you are standardized the technique?
Okay, for the physicians of Brazil and Uzbekistan, it's the education or coaching is from the fundamental things. That's why they show our surgery and they join our surgical team and they experience a new technique, but not special coaching technique. It's a conventional standard education system. And students from Hawaii is very smart. They graduated from, of course, a university. It's a education system. It's totally different from Japanese one. Japanese medical school, to enter the medical school, students have to graduate from the only high school, not the university or college. So we have a 6 years education system. But in United States, they graduated from the university. So they have specialties of like a biology or immunology or others. So they are very smart. They're very smart.
Yeah, because it's a postgraduate degree.
Mm-hmm.
It's different from undergraduate
degree.
Yes. Okay, then I thank you. Then we move on to the next speaker. Thank you, Professor Kobayashi.
Thank you very much.
I know that
Thank you.
You need to go because you have another teaching session. Thank you for sparing time with us. Next, I will invite my Dr. Manabu Okawada from Sunrise Japan Hospital in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, to share with us his experience of coaching in Cambodia. That is not a developed country, but a developing country. It's quite interesting.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lemont, and also thank you for giving me this great opportunity. Now, slide it's okay.
Slides are clear. The slides are clear.
Okay, so let's start. So I'm now in.
Maybe I think you need to swap the screen.
Okay. So this one.
To go in full presentation. Perfect. Exactly. Thank you, Manabu.
Okay, thank you. So I want to start now my experience in the coaching in Cambodia. I'm now working in the Cambodia. I came to the Cambodia 2017, December. So already 5 years passed. So I'm not so much experienced, but I'm working here over 5 years. So I would like to share my experiences in Cambodia. But before starting my experiences, I want to introduce or I want to share what is a coaching. I think this basic knowledge is very important to start this kind of session. So the background is coaching for the medical. As you know, the quality of medical care and medical safety is very important. And also for the patient and the team medical care, this kind of thinking about coaching is very important. And nowadays in Japan also we're thinking about the work style. But for the as you know, it's very difficult to change immediately. So, but if we started this kind of coaching things for the medical field, I think it is good to modify our work style as well. And there are also we need to collaborate with other departments in the hospital and also for the patient. So this kind of thing, coaching skill is very important. And we want to say that this is kind of communication skills. So actually we have to understand what is coaching, and also it's good communication tool as well. So as I mentioned, this is a communication tool. It means like it's help you when you face some problem or when you talk with other patients or your team members. So just 3 skills you need: listen, ask, and tell. So when you talk with your junior staff or even like a senior staff, when you think the coaching, you need to listen what other people want to say. And also you need to ask. It's kind of open question needed. It's not a yes or no question, closed, not closed. And also tell, it's kind of feedback needed. So when you saw the patient, or when we talk with junior staff, other staff, doctor is always, it's kind of not coaching, like teaching. We provide some lecture or we provide some idea at the time. It's not coaching. We have to understand what they want to tell or what they want to do. So it means you have to listen first. Then you can ask some questions. And also you can feedback. Otherwise, just patient coming in your OPD area, outpatient clinic, then you just suggested, this is teaching. When you join the operation as well, like you're saying, if you want to educate, of course, first you need to make a lecture or you need to teach, but kind of developing period, if junior, you understand, oh, they are developing, at the time, have to listen, have to check, and also feedback needed. This is a coaching. Sometimes we confuse what is the teaching, and the similar word is counseling. It's basically like I say like this, like counseling, the coaching is close, ask questions. About the kind of negative point, negative past is in the counseling area. The teaching is to just give. So this kind of like our word also, and we have to understand it. What is the counseling? What is coaching? The teaching as well. So as I mentioned, basically we are doing like this teaching at the school or at the OPD or operation theater to the other staff. But I came to Cambodia at the beginning. Actually, I was like this, just giving a lecture. And then I satisfied by myself. But sometimes I asked to our staff, but they didn't satisfy so much because they also want to create or want to do the new things. At the time, just giving the lecture is not enough. So now I stayed in Cambodia for 5 years, and I created this kind of active team. We sharing our ideas, we sharing our even knowledge and skill as well, and then discussing. Then I ask the question, also feedback as well. So this is the different things. But I need to understand their education level. As Dr. Kobayashi mentioned, so we have to understand kind of background in each country, especially Cambodia, as you know, the developing country. So we have to understand their education level. How much you understanding, or your educational background is strong or not so strong. Then we have to have to change how to educate. The teaching is better or coaching is better. So there is a kind of data. around 15 years old, kind of our junior high school student was like tested, kind of very easy question, able to understand information or not. In Cambodia, it's only 44%, 44 percentage like understanding. If compared to Japan or Singapore, developed country, almost half. And a little bit difficult question, compare the information. It suddenly dropped their understanding or ability. And the more compromised or complicated, like our question we provided, is so only 1% understand. So that's why this kind of background we need to understand it. Especially I'm foreigner. If like Cambodian say you're a foreigner, yes, I'm foreigner in Cambodia. So that's why we need to understand it. And this is our hospital data. Unfortunately, our medical staff is a logical thinking and careful thinking. This item is very important for other medical staff, but they are very limited knowledge and skill. So when we face them, we have to understand it. Otherwise, just provide a lecture in the lecture or providing some surgical skill knowledge, they not satisfied or they don't catch up. And I faced a very interesting thing, like our surgeons drawing the picture is very, very poor. If I requested, where is the surgical port? Or where is the stomach? Where is the colon? Where is the tumor? It's very, very like looks like a child or less than child if compared to Japanese kids. And I asked them why your picture is very, very poor. And they say, because paper is limited. I was educated, small picture, and they have to practice a lot, small things. In Japan, we are educated. You can use many papers and free. The big picture is better. I was educated in the elementary school. So this is very different. And one more thing, I went to the amusement park with our staff, and this is a UFO catcher. It can catch the toys in the box. This is very interesting. We can use left side and to the forward side. And then if your positioning is good, we can get many toys. The Cambodian staff cannot understand what is this. So here is the toys, but even I try to explain, they cannot control. Just a little left, too much forward, and cannot get it. So no one gets the toys, but I could get many toys. They surprised. Actually, this kind of like kind of understanding the kind of box is important for the laparoscopic surgery. So I try to educate it how to do it, like immunohernia repair or colon surgery by laparo. But I stop it because they don't understand it and how to manage the inside box materials. Then I also went to the public hospital to educate some laparoscopic operations. At the time, even here is me, I invited their other staff, but they hesitate to join it, just watching. Even I try to invite them, just watching. They say, you're a professor, please finish, for the patient is good. I said, no, I want to do with you guys. But they hesitate. Even they have machine. Their machine was donated from other country. If I don't go there, they don't use these machines. This is their situation in Cambodia. There are many materials, but they don't know how to use it. Only some doctor coming from outside, they can use it. Okay, understand it. Then I try to educate how to use the machine, how to maintain the machine as well. Otherwise, like their surgical skill and knowledge not developed. So after I came to Cambodia and I understand this situation, I started our preparation for laparoscopic surgery 2018, 2019. Then we started this kind of laparoscopic surgery in our hospital. So this slide I presented 2019 at the Thailand ELSA conference. So at first, I did lecture a lot to share my knowledge and also need to like share everything. Otherwise, they don't know what is that. So first, I did teaching. Then next step, okay, you understand it. After that, we went to Thailand. There is like a surgical practice center there, and then we spend a time. It's kind of a team building as well. Then after that, when we came back to the hospital, so material is here now. Then we touched and we spent a time together how to use it. Then started practice as well. So after that, we started operations. And now every week we do this kind of surgical like a suturing contest with the junior staff, or some nurses also join to understand it. And also every 6 months, I do this individual interview. What do you want to do? And what is the next goal? This kind of sharing or interview, at the time, I can get some new idea as well. And then we can do the next kind of step, we can go there. So these things very important. First, teaching and coaching. We have to distinguish and have to understand it. So for around 4 years, the patient number limited because our hospital, private hospital, actually the operation, the fee is not so like cheap. Laparoscopic hernia around $3,000, but some the patient pay, and then they trust us. So for 75 cases we done. This color, it means like almost all the cases Cambodia doctor perform this kind of operations. Only this like difficult cases I did, or I invited a super surgeon from Japan. Dr. Kasama also came to our hospital, and then he showed his technique as well. So at the beginning, I faced big problems. I tried to educate too much, but they rejected actually because they cannot catch up. Then I changed my style. After that, they follow me. And recently, I don't need to join the kind of minor surgery. He is a kind of junior 4 years ago, but now he is kind of supervisor. He can support by himself without me. So this situation is like a real develop. Okay. And I also mentioned even developing country, academic thing is very important. Otherwise, other country not accept you. So that's why we try to submit the paper. Even I came to Cambodia, the submitting paper number also increasing. And also, we also started kind of BR, kind of education system as well. Using BR, we can do laparoscopic, other operations, and kind of simulators. So we faced the COVID. At the time, our patient number decreased. So we got the time. Then we did the 2 times coaching online. First time for the Japanese staff, and second time Cambodia manager staff. It was very, very like a good chance to us. The coaching lectures in Cambodia is 2 days online working. So we used GLOW model. I think there are some audience already know this model. So we need to set goal and the reality and the option, the will. This kind of step is important for the coaching. And as I mentioned, it's kind of conversation or communication is very important for the developing your team. After joining this kind of or these lectures, almost all the staff satisfied, and then they try to start to changing their kind of style to communicate with other staff. So in the hospital, many people working, not only surgical team. So there is kind of organization. This means like there is like strong goal there and then go together. But hospital should have the kind of community. I want to stay here and then comfortable. This kind of like a situation is very important. I'm now a clinical director in hospital. That's why I need to consider not only surgical things, but kind of management is the same. So to manage or to control the hospital, actually coaching is very important and also easy to understand how to do it. This is the final slide. Again, coaching is communication tool. Listen, ask, and tell. This kind of 3 skills very important. If you got this kind of 3 skills, you can go one more step forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manabu. Very interesting also because you clarify sometimes the difference between coaching and teaching, because sometimes people cannot really understand. Any question from the audience? Please, for all the participants, please type your question on the Q&A, and we will bring to the speaker. So the speaker will reply directly. Any question from the other speaker for Manabu Kawada? If not, Manabu, can I ask you a question? So since, of course, sometimes language can be a barrier.
Yeah.
Then you are Japanese, speaking in English in Cambodia. How do you manage this difficulty? You know, because it's quite challenging sometimes.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, actually, my hospital is a public language is English. So that's why we have to check the English level to communicate. So that's why with staff, actually, we don't have any problems there talking.
Oh, okay. So because it's in English, why in Cambodia, we know we did a lot of events and surgical education program. We know that they are proficient in French and a bit less in English, so sometimes it can be a challenge.
Yes.
So if there is no other question, thank you,
Thank
Manabu, and I pass the microphone to Mata to introduce the next 2 speakers.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Manabu Kawada. I would like to invite our next speaker, Dr. Nobuyoshi Takeshita, National Cancer Center Hospital, East Japan. His topic is surgical skill qualification system using artificial intelligence. Dr. Takeshita, could you start your presentation?
Okay, can you see my slide?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm Nobuyoshi Takeshita, GI surgeon from National Cancer Center Hospital East Japan. And we are working at Next Medical Device Innovation Center in NCC to generate or develop new cutting-edge technological solutions for cancer patients and healthcare providers. Thank you for this opportunity to share our AI projects for the laparoscopic surgery. So today I want to talk about surgical scale qualification system using AI. So in Japan, we are now facing super aging society. So we should much more focus on the increasing number of elderly cancer patients and cases of laparoscopic surgery, while the number of surgeons will be unfortunately continuously decreasing. So we have to maintain the quality of surgery by the efforts of less surgeon. So it's necessary for us to contemplate safety and efficiency for the laparoscopic surgery by using new technology. Typical initiative for the safety and efficiency must be the development of the autonomous driving industry. But in the field of this area, the surgery, so although the surgical robot has gradually become common, but the current status of the autonomous level is still 0 or 1. So for the first step to achieve this safe and efficient surgery, we thought the computer vision approach is reasonable and feasible way. Because as a laparoscopic surgeon or the evaluator of surgical skill, we mainly rely on the information of the video image. So during the operations, more than maybe 90% of the information surgeon need is visual information on surgical monitor. Also, video-based assessment has become common in the field of the surgical education. So we look at the several computer vision approaches. The classification task is to recognize the existence of the objects such as cat and dog in the picture frame. And the detection task is to recognize the location and existing of the objects. Finally, semantic segmentation task is pixel level identification or recognition of boundary and the outline of the objects. So we chose one of them according to the purpose or the target of the image recognition. So for another step, we've been addressing the construction of the large-scale surgical video and clinical information database, not only for the academic usage, but for the development of surgical systems or as educational and commercial usage. Based on the requirements of players or researchers, developers in industry and academia, we have finally collected totally more than 3,000 cases of surgical videos and related clinical or surgeon's information. We collected the wide range of the surgical procedures, such as rectal, sigmoid, right hemi, and gastric, HPV, and prostate area. And so many institutions kindly helped us to collect various kinds of procedure. Finally, we've got totally 3,785 cases of surgical video. And also we are now constructing additional database of other surgeries, such as esophagectomy, hysterectomy, and lateral or pelvic lymphadenectomy. And compared to other existing or reported database in the field of laparoscopic surgery, we achieved to construct large scale and variety of database. And we believe the database for developing products or commercial usage must be very, very valuable. By using our database, we've also started the development of AI system. Here, I'll show you the computer vision approach using deep learning models. So this is a prototype of surgical phase recognition for laparoscopic sigmoidectomy. So we divided laparoscopic sigmoidectomy procedure into 9 phases and used 63 cases for the training and 8 cases for the test. So then, phase recognition model using convolutional neural network was successfully developed, and accuracy of this model was around 90%. And also, this is a phase recognition model for the laparoscopic hepatectomy. And this is the phase recognition model for distal gastrectomy, and this is for the pancreatectomy. So we think this kind of surgical phase recognition AI models will be able to support the OR management by estimating surgery time and predicting or detecting the adverse events. Also, they can be useful for the skill evaluation and the education of surgical laparoscopic surgery. So next, I'll show you other initiatives by using another computer vision task. It is semantic segmentation. These are the semantic segmentation models for the anatomical structures. We developed the inferior mesenteric artery predictions or the recognitions, and also the hypogastric nerve recognition model. And this is a ureter recognition model in laparoscopic segmentation, and also prostate recognition in TATME. And in the field of esophagus, so recurrent nerve paralysis must be the high impact unmet medical needs among surgeons and patients. So we are also developing recurrent nerve identification AI model in esophagectomy. So apart from these phase recognitions and anatomical identification models, so we've also developed two recognitions or tracking, dissection line recognitions and bleeding detection AI models, which enable us to analyze the intraoperative surgeon's performance objectively and quantitatively. So surgical skill evaluations around the world is basically a form of the subjective evaluation by experts using a scoring chart. It's very time consuming and labor intensive, and a lot of effort is required. And there are discrepancies among evaluators. So this is because these procedures are performed by humans. So by using our computer vision approach, so we started development of objective automatic skill evaluation system. So thanks to the collaboration with the endoscopic surgical skill qualification system, or ESCC, ESSQS, established by the Japan Society for Endoscopic Surgery, or JSIS. So JSIS kindly allowed us to make use of surgical video data from JSIS members and the assessment results by the experts between 2016 to 2020, total 5 years. And among these video data, we extracted high score group and low score group. And also we additionally collected video data from novice surgeons who conducted fewer than 5 laparoscopy. So this is our phase recognition AI model, which I already mentioned. So we developed these models. So it can automatically calculate the duration of every phase. So when we look at the results, the total duration from phase 1 to phase 9, and we can see the significant difference among these 3 groups: high score, low score, and novice group. But I would say this is not so interesting because it is almost equal to the total operative time, right? But more interestingly, among these all 9 phases, the duration of phase 8, it means transition of rectum and anastomosis, shows the most significant difference among these 3 groups. Phase recognition and this duration of phases can be useful for the assessment of the efficiency. And the phase recognition AI model can also count the frequency of phase transition. So as this right figure shows, the novice surgeons tend to move from one phase to another phase and back again. So, but on the other hand, the procedures by expert surgeons are consistent and the frequency of the transition is very, very low. So automatic count of phase transition shows a difference between high score and the other groups. And this is a relatively new concept. So AI confidence, which is a confidence level of phase recognition AI model. So for example, if surgeon achieved or constructed very typical and standard surgical view, AI can identify or classify the phase with high confidence level. But if surgical view is not clear, very unclear or complicated, AI cannot identify the phase easily. So interestingly, the high score and novice surgeons tend to achieve or construct very typical and standard surgical view during procedure, which can be easily recognized by AI, while low score group doesn't. So we think this is because novice surgeons can achieve good surgical view and high quality of exposure, thanks to the senior assistant's help during procedure. And as for the skill assessment of tissue handling and respect for tissue, we developed blood pixel count system, which has learned blood area and non-blood area in laparoscopic image. This model can identify the blood pixels in frame with high accuracy. And we found that blood pixel count showed significant difference among 3 groups. So as for the psychomotor skill or the bimanual dexterity, tool tracking using surgical tool recognition AI model is very useful. And also we developed activate recognition AI model, so which can automatically count or measure the activate time of monotoral electrocautery and vessel sealer. When we look at the ratio of activate time to appearance time of these energy devices, so economical usage of energy devices, significant difference between high score and novice group was observed. So this is a final slide. So this is an overview of our project. For the first step, we explored and selected candidates of skill parameters such as phase transitions or blood pixel count or tool tracking, etc. And then for the second step, we tried to develop AI models by deep learning approach. And after that, by the screening process using surgical videos and results by experts, results of the expert assessment provided from JSIS, we selected promising AI models and skill parameters for the prototype of this skill assessment AI system. And finally, we are conducting validation study using new data set provided from JACE. So this is our project of surgical scale qualification system using AI. And hopefully this system and our project will be applicable and introduced to Asian and international market in the near future. That's it. Thank you for listening.
Dr. Takeshita, thank you very much for your interactive and informative lectures. You have focused on the coaching using artificial intelligence for surgical skill assessment. Thank you. Any question and comment for all audience? Dr. Takeshita, I have a question. We have several skills such as psychomotor skill, dissection skill, traction skill, many skills. What is the most important skill to contribute to the evaluation of JACE assessment for video system?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So yeah, based on our analysis of JACE's data, yeah, surprisingly, the result of the psychomotor skill is not so important. Maybe efficiency and dissection skill must be the important based on the historical assessment data.
Okay, okay, thank you. Your project is a vision to assessment the surgical skill using the AI. If we use this system, AI system, do surgeon increase the surgical skill in future?
Yeah, hopefully. We are now planning new trial to assess how this kind of system can contribute to real clinic, like shortening of the learning curve of the surgeons, and also if this result might strongly related to the patient outcome, it must be very good marker for the assessment of the surgical quality. So yeah, these initiatives must be very challenging, but we need to move forward to do that.
Okay. I hope this system will contribute to the surgical outcome of surgeon.
Yeah, in real world, I hope.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any question, comment? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Takeshita.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Romand.
Yes, I think you can introduce Dr. Endo. This is from OITA.
Can you see my slide?
Yes, Dr. Endo, thank you very much. You will share with us about new coaching system using AI, a different way of artificial intelligence from what Professor Takeshita showed us. I think we are very interested to know more about it. Go ahead, Dr. Endo.
Okay, thank you for kind introduction, Professor Romand. And I'm Yuichi Endo from Oita University, Japan. So it's my great honor to have opportunity to present my slide in this ELSA JSS joint webinar. So I'd like to start my presentation. Sorry. So as you know, teaching and coaching are quite different. Teaching is one way, but coaching is interactive communication and it promotes independent action. Coaching brings new awareness, new perspectives, new options for thinking and actions, and new actions to achieve goals. Considering coaching for surgical education, we have some tools for education: Drybox, animal, and cadaver training. Surgical technique education requires objective expressions and simple explanations of specific methods. Trainers are required to become professionals who ask good questions to come up with good answers. So therefore, well-educated trainers are necessary for surgical education. I will show animal training as an example. This video is training for medical students. This training requires 3 educated trainers, 1 veterinarian, 3 anesthesiologists, 5 or more supporters, and many surgical expensive equipment, including clips, hot suture, and energy devices. These are problems of surgical education. Surgical education requires specific tools, well-educated trainers, and especially need manpower. This situation shows that surgical education is not easy to introduce anytime, anywhere, and to anyone. This is a flow of operation. For example, sometimes we find unknown objects during operation. It's a recognition. Next, we identify what the object is. After that, we judge and act whether the object needs to cut or preserve. We perform operations according to this cascade and repeat this cycle. And at each point, there is specific coaching. At the point of identification, we have been developing an AI system since 2017. For example, laparoscopic cholecystectomy, LCE, is performed about 120,000 times a year and is the most common surgical procedure among laparoscopic surgeries. The incidence of bile duct injury, BDI, is said to be 0.5%. And its incidence has remained flat for 20 years, despite improvements in medical equipment. When BDI occurs, inpatient time increases, medical expense increases, and above all, patient burden increases significantly. Therefore, BDI should be prevented. About 97% of BDI is due to visual error, and approximately 60% of BDI is due to misidentification of landmarks in Carroll triangle dissection. Therefore, BDI can be avoided by making the awareness of the direction of the common bile duct from the preparation stage of Carroll triangle dissection. Since 2017, we have been developing a new AI system that detects 4 landmarks during LC to prevent BDI. The landmarks are luvial sulcus, RS, lower edge of liver, S4, extrahepatic bile duct, and cystic duct. This slide shows how AI works and displays landmarks. Left side is original movie, and right side is AI movie. The development of AI system that teaches in real time during surgery is first in the world. And this system has been improving year by year. By using this AI system, we examined how to change landmark identification before and after viewing AI. I'd like to show the methods of this study. After viewing a 20-second intraoperative video, subjects annotated the extrahepatic bile duct and cystic duct. At the same time, the difficulty of recognizing the extrahepatic bile duct and the cystic duct was answered using a 3-point scale. Subjects were divided into 2 groups, beginners and experts. After that, subjects viewed a short video with the landmark instruction information overwritten by AI. After viewing AI, if there was a change in each landmark identification, subjects corrected the annotation. The subjects were asked to answer using a 3-point scale as to whether or not the landmark teaching information prompted them to recognize RS and the lower edge of the liver S4. Here are the results of phase A. You can see the image that subjects annotated the cystic duct and extrahepatic bile ducts, the upper row. Both the beginners and experts found it more difficult to identify the cystic duct than the extrahepatic bile duct. In addition, the experts tended to find it more difficult to identify the cystic duct than the beginners. After viewing a 20-second video, 27 of cases had changed their annotations. Annotation changes were mainly observed in the gallbladder line of the cystic duct and the gallbladder line of the extrahepatic bile duct, and even in cases where it was difficult to distinguish the cystic duct and extrahepatic bile duct, subjects were able to identify them. Many subjects had an awareness of the 2 landmarks before viewing the AI display, but it was confirmed that awareness was increased by the AI display. So next, I'd like to show some cases. In this case, the border of extrahepatic bile duct was changed to gallbladder side, and the cystic duct extends towards the gallbladder. In this case, the border of the extrahepatic bile duct was changed to gallbladder side, and the cystic duct extends towards the gallbladder. These changes will read as the losal incision with an appropriate margin from the extrahepatic bile duct, and considered to be a change that reduces the risk of BDI. In this case, the subject was initially unable to identify the cystic duct, but after viewing AI, the subject was able to annotate cystic duct. Even in cases where it is difficult to identify the cystic duct, AI gives the subject awareness and prompts them to make an appropriate evaluation. Here is a summary of results. In 27 of cases, AI increase awareness, reconfirm the anatomy, and encourage subjects to change their perspective. AI affected identification and support coaching. AI provides subjects with awareness, and that awareness leads to behavioral changes in themselves, as shown in the slide. And as shown in the slide, self-contained cycles could be completed. So this could be called a new type of coaching system. In the near future, trainers may be replaced by AI. So this is the conclusion. AI is easy to introduce and can be used anytime, anywhere, and by anyone. And AI has the potential to become the new coaching tool. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Endo. It's quite very interesting, very interesting. I think probably AI, yes, can be utilized in many, especially when we use imaging, it's very easy to create a data analysis, data analytic of what we have. Any question from the participant? Any question from the floor? We have a question now. What are the difference between beginner and expert? This is probably for all the speakers that are here. What is the difference between beginner and expert? And was different? Please show the results.
Okay, thank you for your questions. In this study, beginners was defined as doctors whose surgical laparoscopic cholecystectomy experiences were over 10 cases, but less than 50 cases. And expert was defined as doctors who have qualified surgeon by JSS. Yes. So at first, we have expected that AI information will more affect to beginners compared to experts. Yeah, but the result shows no significant differences between them. So in other words, AI affects both experts and beginners. Sorry. In this study, only 8 subjects joined and was analyzed. So if more subjects were included, the results might be different, I think. So thank you for your question.
Oh, thank you very much for answering in a clear way. Any other question? Any other question from other speakers from the floor? Okay, I think it was quite an interesting webinar. What do you think, Masa? Inomata, do you want to conclude?
Dr. Romans, thank you. I truly appreciate 4 expert speaker. It's very instructive and informative presentation. And I give the appreciation for many participant surgeon. It's my great pleasure to join the 36 ELSA and 7 JSS webinar. Dr. Romand, thank you very much for your interactive comment and suggestion as an organizer. We would like to use, we have learned today's lecture to improve our surgery training beginning tomorrow. Once again, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for all members. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you, Inomata. Thanks very much. Let's thank Professor Kobayashi, Okawada, Takeshita, and Endo for being part of this collaborative workshop webinar, actually, between JSS and ELSA. It's always a great honor for all Asia. We have experts from both society and also all the attendees that are with us, including the people who are listening on the Facebook channel. So we thank everybody. Thank you, Inomata, for co-chairing and co-organizing the workshop together with me. Thank you, JSS, for partnering with ELSA. And we'll see to the next workshop in the next webinar, maybe in 1 or 2 months' time. Thank you to everybody. Enjoy the weekend. And here is a long weekend because it's a Chinese New Year. So Gong Xi Fa Chai to everybody. Bye.
Thank you, Roman.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.